Hello, my name is Nneka Wilby, and I trust that you're well and keeping safe. Today I'm going to talk to you about some things I learned while reflecting in the period that we are in here and what one needs to do. I came across a quote by Alvin Toffler, a leading futurist in the past decade. And it said that the illiterates of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read or write, but those who can't learn, unlearn, and relearn. I'm recording this during the unprecedented COVID-19 season, and things are shifting. There is a new normal. Zoom is now the natural way or the normal way of having conferences, because most countries have banned flights into their country. And so personally, I'm going between one Zoom meeting after the other. Well, that's the new normal. It's likely things like contact tracing will also be normal, at least until a vaccine is found. So things are moving so quickly that there is a need, or it's more than a need, to unlearn the way you do things and begin to unlearn them and then relearn them. So we've started from learning. So you may have learned some new technologies, for example, but now those technologies are probably kind of extinct. And it's now about unlearning that and then relearning. And the way you master unlearning and relearning is about developing those skills. And a leading business transformation coach, Margie Worrell, called it learning agility. And that's the ability of combining learning with agility. And in this case, things that you could unlearn at this time is obviously unlearning the technology that you utilize, unlearning how you communicate value to your customers, unlearning how you deliver value, unlearning even how you engage your employees and what is expected of them. And one of the ways to develop this unlearning skill is to let go of your old habits. And how do you let go of your old habits? It's a technique called the immersion technique. And I'm sure you've heard of that, immersion technique. And that's usually used when you're learning a new language. So take, for example, French. I love French. And so I could take years taking a French class where I live and maybe having one or two practice with a fluent French speaker. But that rate of assimilation will not be as fast as if I decided to go to a French-speaking country, for example, Côte d'Ivoire or France, and spend 3 months there in full immersion. Well, this is a skill that is really required at this time to unlearn. So new skills will be, for example, digital skills. If you're a business and you have a physical store and you don't have an online presence, well, at this time, it's very important to unlearn the way you deliver value to your customers and begin to think of how to relearn that. And that relearning is what I talked about, the immersion. That's how you would relearn that new skill. So for example, your customers coming in and delivering the service or the product in location, is about now thinking of new ways to do that. And so immersing yourself in the process, the skills that are required will enable you to do that. An example of immersion, for example, is how do you begin to unlearn getting the best of your employees, given that most of them have, for example, monthly contracts where they're working on 8 to 5. But now they probably work from home remotely. How then are you going to be able to manage their performance? So this will be now developing new skills, relearning ways to measure performance of employees that are now working remotely. I gave the example of how you would begin to deliver value to your customers who would typically come into your location. I recently read about a leading hotel in Lagos, Nigeria, who now delivers food. So it's about, don't come to the restaurants, we will go ahead and deliver that to you. So what of your business? Another example, in my Facebook group, African Entrepreneurs Forum. By the way, if you're not a member of that, I encourage you because of a community and brainstorm on ways to pivot your business. So a member of the group who provides event management services, like he's not having any events anymore. What's going to happen? Well, the last guest speaker that we had, who is a marketing strategist, talked about the need to create experiences. So it's about that value. So how are you going to unlearn the value that you deliver to new ways of delivering value? So this is now about experiential events, even though making use of virtual reality technologies, for example, right? So these are new things that one will have to relearn in terms of how you develop value to your customers. So I hope that this few minutes I've spent with you, you've gained one or two insights that you can immediately begin to apply in your business. And if you found it valuable, can I ask you a favor? Could you share this with your friends, your colleagues, and add value to them? Because you see, together, we will increase our knowledge and be able to pivot very quickly in response to the changing environments. So until the next time I share a couple of minutes with you, adding some value to you, endeavor to live a significant life.